His best man because I'm the only one of the bunch that's already been neutered. I mean, married, sorry. Hey, babe. No, in all honesty though, thank you. Heidi, you look beautiful today. Bridesmaids also look beautiful. The groomsmen and I hope that we didn't mess up the pictures too bad. When Scott and I first met, we were probably both about this big.
Last week.
I was this big, Scott was this big, and the height differential is still the same. But back in the day, we used to have some pretty intense games of ping pong and billiards after school. We were both latchkey kids, so that meant we would come home from school when parents were working, and so we'd have a couple hours of unsupervised time to goof off. And you know, little did we know back in the day, but that was training grounds for what would become similar social adult games like beer pong, cornhole, golden tee. So we've been in training for a number of years. When my mom would come home from work, she would normally make a couple of meals for the family. One for the family and then a separate meal for Scott. Because if you know Scott, he's kind of a picky eater. If it doesn't fall into his normal food groups of pizza, pasta, prepackaged frozen meals, or the other fourth P, pickles.
Pickles.
Then Scott probably didn't eat it. Fast forward to 20 years, and a couple of months ago I saw a picture on Facebook of Scott at a restaurant eating a lobster. So that tells you something. He's come a long way. Heidi's had a big influence on him coming a long way. And sometimes it takes a special woman to break us out of our routine, to get us to try new things, to be a better person, to be a better man, better husband, better father, better friend, and a better family member. And Scott, I'm glad that you found that in Heidi, a woman that's challenged you to be a better man. I was fortunate enough about 3.5 years ago to marry a woman that has always challenged me to be a better man, and that's my wife back there, Sarah. I love you, babe. And after we got married, we were out on the street, and this hot dog vendor saw us as a newlywed couple. And he took us aside, and he knew we were newlyweds because we just came from the courthouse. And he said, "I'm going to give you some advice." And unfortunately, Reverend Al stole some of it already. But the first piece of advice was never go to bed angry. He said, you know, you got to communicate with each other. You got to make sure that you listen to the other person, and you know, you're going to have your disagreements, but you know, respect the other people's point of view, and make sure you talk it over before you go to bed, and don't go to bed angry. And oh, by the way, she's always right, and you better keep your mouth shut. That he said.
Amen. Amen, Karap.
Sorry, that wasn't appropriate for the audience. The other part that he said was, under no circumstances, put ketchup on a hot dog. It's a hot dog vendor, he's not a comedian. So, in closing, I'd like to wish Scott and Heidi a happy, healthy, long, prosperous marriage and family. To Scott and Heidi.
Scott and Heidi.
And if everybody could hold their glass up right now so the photographer can get a picture, great. And do the same with Shara. Shara, where are you?
Freeze frame.
to follow that, really. I had like a minute speech. He's lifetime story.